Welcome to the Deerwood Realty Show. My name is John Schenk. I'm the founder and managing broker of Deerwood Realty in St. Louis, Missouri. You know, there's these people, and they're called experts, and they're credentialed class, and they went to school, and they're smart and talented and can speak well. And then there's me. Anyway, we had an odd thing happen. For years now, there's been people that have been saying, as long as mortgage rates go down, experts, more people will buy a house. As if they're forgetting that house prices have raised like 50% in the past 4 years. Maybe I'm being dramatic, but I mean, house prices are out of control. Okay. As a real estate agent, when a young couple comes to me and says, "Hey, we're ready to buy our first house," and I say, "Great, in St. Louis, that's going to cost you probably $300,000," and they leave, they're just sad. We know that there's an affordability problem. In fact, just today I went to the realtor office. They had a nice little event to talk about, affordable housing options, and everything you see was really silly because it's not mortgage based. It's not mortgage based. If you lower there's a bubble, okay, and I've never been able to figure out, is the bubble on purpose? I mean, who benefits from low house prices? Like, does a municipality benefit from a low house price? Who? Do investors benefit from low house prices? The only person that benefits are buyers. And if you own a house, what do you care about them? So it's been one of those things to watch and just kind of laugh at what the experts are saying, because house prices are expensive. Wages have not kept up with inflation. That's all you need to know. Now, is it going to lead to something else? And is there going to be a crash? We'll define crash. Is it going to be a correction? Define correction. And then when? And see, if I knew all these things, I would make bets on them. But I don't. But I'm not being paid to prognosticate the U.S. housing market. Other people who went to much nicer schools than I went to, they get paid to do this stuff. And so tonight we're going to have a wonderful article to go over about the housing numbers, and it's just let's just see if you enjoyed it as much as I do. The article is called, it's from Bankrate. It says simply, "Existing home sales retreat, prices keep rising." Well, what in the world? That's not good, right? It says existing home sales continue to give off mixed signals. I remember that movie, He's Just Not That Into You. House prices are in the same boat. March 2025, home sales slowed to an annual pace of just 4.02 million, the slowest number for the month since the dark days of 2009, the National Association of Realtors reports. But the pricing trend remains sunny. To who? The median home sale price for March was $403,700, the highest March median on record. And there's your problem. It has nothing to do with mortgage rates. House prices are too expensive. Buyers cannot buy. "This is a little disappointing," said NAR chief economist Lawrence Yoon. "I thought more inventory would lead to more sales, but that's not the case." Here's a guy, his entire career is predicting home prices in the market. And he's like, "Yeah, I messed up. I'm kind of disappointed. I'm sorry. I thought inventory would lead to more sales, but that's not the case." No, because houses are too expensive. It's just funny to me. It doesn't take a rocket science. I'm a real estate agent. My transaction numbers are in the trash. Okay. Well, why is that? Well, there's pretty much only listings around right now, and those listings are for people that have passed. So it's an estate. And so people are getting stupid amounts of money for a house that needs a complete remodel, and they also have to pay the highest home prices on record. Something doesn't add up about that. But anyway, with home prices historically high, affordability challenges remain daunting for home buyers. Lower mortgage rates would relieve some of that pain, but they could also lure more buyers into the market, further fueling prices. And that's where I'm at. You have to understand, who are these buyers? Let's just go over an example in my neighborhood. There was a house recently for sale. It was a estate. Right? I knew the people that lived there. They didn't use me as their agent. They went and decided to list it on their own. Do you know who sold? Do you know who bought it? Was it a nice young or old couple that could afford the home? No. You know what it was? It was an investor. And guess what they're going to do? I think they probably bought the house for about $300,000. I think they're going to put about $25,000 into it, and I think they're going to list it for $425,000. Okay? Further getting the ability to buy homes out of the reach of the normal buying public, the sophisticated quote unquote investor class. Anyway, the fate of the housing market in the coming months will be dictated by this is a great quote. The fate of the housing market in the coming months will be dictated in part by the direction of mortgage rates as well as the health of the broader economy, says Mark Hamrick, Bankrate's senior economic analyst. The market could benefit from a combination of tailwinds if they were to develop and are sustained. That sounds brilliant. What's he saying? It says, if mortgage rates go up, no one's going to buy houses. If they go down, people are going to buy houses as long as everybody thinks they're going to have a job. Great. Existing home sales up from last month, down from last year. Don't care. Days on market. Properties typically stayed on the market for 36 days in March, down from 42 days in February, but up from 33 days in March of last year. Selling times are crucial measure at any time of year, but especially during the peak spring and summer selling sessions. So they're also peak spring and summer buying sessions. And I have no buyers right now. I have buyers that are like nibbling. They're not really going to commit right now. And as far as spring and summer sellers, unless you're like literally past, you're not selling your house. Your kids are. Home prices still historically high. See, that's the problem. The home prices being historically high is the problem. It's not the mortgage rates. When they talk about affordability, it doesn't matter. The home prices have to either come down or wages have to increase or something has to happen for this to get itself worked out. The nationwide median sale price for existing homes in March was $403,700, the highest ever price for the month, according to Yoon. Well, that's below the June 2024 all-time high of $426,900, mostly because of seasonality. It's still an increase of 2.7% from last year. This marks a lengthy 21 straight months of year-over-year price increases. Well, that's not good. Unless you're an investor, right? Now you've got a better priced home. First-time home buyers make up 32% of the sales in March, an improvement over the all-time low of 26% in August and September. Cash sales accounted for 26% of transactions in March, down from 32% in February. Don't really care about the cash sales. Most people don't buy homes with cash unless they're investors. Also, if you're losing first-time home buyers, that's not good. That means they've given up. Or they're getting beaten so badly by the increase in cost of everything, the inflation, that they can't possibly save. It says supply again improves year over year. The inventory of unsold existing homes jumped 8.1% from the previous month to 1.33 million at the end of March, or the equivalent of 4 months supply at the current monthly sales rate or pace. While buyers are gaining bargaining power, inventory remains a bit below the 5 or 6 months typically considered the mark of a balanced market. Yoon expects housing inventories to continue the rise this spring, hitting perhaps 1.6 million homes by the end of the spring. Well, that doesn't bode well for me, your wonderful neighborhood real estate agent here in St. Louis. I need transactions. I need transactions to make money to feed my family. And in this current situation, it's not good. It's not good. There's plenty of real estate agents still left over from the good times. Good times. They haven't been flushed out of the system yet. And so I'm competing with people that have never been in a bad market. They wouldn't even know how to react. They don't know how to price things. It's just a mess. But you tell me. You should put it in the comment section. You should say, hey, yeah, affordability is the big problem. Affordability being the house prices are too high. Or if my mortgage was less, then I would consider buying now, even with these inflated prices. What do you think? I just have to believe house prices have to come down at some point, or wages have to go up. That's the only way I see this working out. You've had full employment for what, God knows how many years. So that could chill. Anyway, look, I used to not do this, but at this point, I mean, I've been on YouTube for a long time and I've gotten nowhere. If you could do me a favor, if you could hit the subscribe button, if you could like a video, if you could share it with your friends and family, if you could watch it to the end, that would be good. That'd be real good. I'm really hurting on my watch hours. That's what I would like from you. And in return, I will continue to make videos about real estate, the St. Louis market, the national market, and we'll go from there. So with that, I'm going to head on out. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening, and I will catch you on the next one.